Hey guys, it's Emma and welcome to my review of The Giver. A few weeks ago now I went and saw The Giver movie and it was right after I'd read the book, so it was all fresh in my mind what had happened in the book so I could do this review for you, and I've really postponed it. You guys know I've been really busy lately and I haven't been able to film and get any videos up, so I'm really sorry about that. But I'm getting around to it finally. As always, this review is going to be spoiler free for the first section, and then I'll give a more detailed spoiler filled discussion about what things I liked, etc. after that. So if you haven't read the book or seen the movie, you should leave after the non-spoilery section is done. So this movie is about Jonas, who's a 12-year-old boy, and he's just about to become an adult, and he lives in this dystopian world where everything is exactly the same. No one is different, no one is better than anyone else, everyone is equal and everything is the same. They even all see in black and white and they all wear the same clothes, and just everything, literally everything is the same. Obviously until someone changes that, and that person is Jonas. So I think that this was a really faithful adaptation. There were a few changes in the movie that weren't in the book, but I only think that those changes added to the story. I don't think they made it worse or they took anything away from the book. I think that those changes really developed the world a lot better, and I feel like the world building in the movie was a lot stronger than it was in the book. Yeah, so I really liked that. The world building was really good. The acting was fairly good as well. I don't really have any complaints with the acting, but I'm not an acting expert, so you might think that the acting was terrible. Taylor Swift has a cameo. A lot of people said that her acting was really bad, but I didn't think it was bad. I didn't notice it at all. I didn't get taken out of the film by how bad her acting was, so I didn't have a problem with it. A lot of other people have, but yeah. That's all for the non-spoilery section of this review. I did really like the movie. If you haven't read the book, I've done a full non-spoiler review on my blog, so I'll leave a link to that in the description below, so you should go check it out. And I think you really should read the book or see the movie, either or. It doesn't really matter. They're both really similar in how they tell the story. But yeah, you should definitely invest somehow in this world, because I think it has a lot of really strong messages that are really positive and that everyone could learn from. So now on to the spoilery section of this review. I loved this movie, but I did not like the beginning at all. I thought that there were so many better ways to dump the information that we are told in the beginning, where Jonas is riding his bike and he's looking up at the sky. I just thought that was really weird, and I didn't like it, and I didn't like how all that information was dumped on. I thought that there could have been so many better ways to tell that information, but yeah, I just really didn't like how they did it. I also thought that the section of the movie that was in black and white, I thought that that lasted way too long, and obviously we get the glimpse of the colour with the trees in the beginning, but I thought that the scene with the apple, you know how in the book Jonas is throwing the apple to his friend and he sees it change, and he doesn't know at the time, but it changes colour and he sees it as red, which is the true colour of the apple. I think somehow that could have been incorporated earlier on in the film so that people weren't questioning why this movie was in black and white 20 minutes in. I think it really needed to be alluded to earlier on that it would be different. So I don't think that they did that well. But when things did come into colour, I think that that did really well. I liked how it was on sort of a gradient, like when Jonas is in the library and he sees all the books and he sees the red ones first, and it's kind of all still a bit of a scale. Like he doesn't see all colours instantly. Imagine how overwhelming that would be. But yeah, so I think that they did that really well. I just wish that they alluded to that earlier on in the film. Some of the things that I really liked that weren't in the book were the extra world building, like with the maps, when they had the maps laid out and you could see where all the different communities were. I think that that really cleared up in my mind how this world was set, because it leaves a lot of questions when you just read the book, and I think that the movie really clarified those, so I liked that. I also liked the scene when Jonas and Fiona slid down the big hill on their tray things. I thought that that was really cool. That's not in the book, but it was really cool. I loved it. I think that was really well done as well. Another thing that wasn't in the book that I really loved in the movie was the ending. So the book ends really ambiguously. You really have no idea what happens at the end. You can make up your own mind about it, and I really don't like that kind of ending. So this movie ending was a lot more satisfying for me. I loved how Jonas, we got to see the whole journey and how we got to see him end up at the house, and I loved how we got to see what happened in the community when Jonas was gone and when they started to remember and when they saw the colours, and I loved that beautiful montage of different footage. I thought that that was so beautiful, and that made me get a little bit teary-eyed in the cinema. I didn't cry, but it was very emotional, and I think that they did that really, really well, and I was so happy. The ending was perfect. I think it really, really was beautiful, so yeah, I really loved that. So that's all for this movie review. If you have seen the movie and read the book and you liked it or you didn't like it, make sure you let me know what you thought in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe, and I'll see you all in my next video. Bye!